So a couple of days ago, I received this in the mailbox. It's something I've actually been waiting for a long time right now. I know there was some sort of delay in the shipping, but well, guess it's here now, and it is Santa Lucia. And now this is the fragrance line collection by the YouTubers. If you do know them, Jose, Juan, and Maria Zuniga of Teaching Men's Fashion. So they put out this about a couple of weeks ago. Now, chances are that you may not be able to still buy this when you're actually watching this video because it's all sold out now, but this video is for someone who might actually still get the opportunity to still buy this if the company decides to go forward with this. Now, two disclaimers. First of all, I am no cologne expert. Second of all, this was not sent to me by the company. I actually got this with my own money. Now, before I made this video, I did go on and try to check out a whole bunch of reviews, and I actually found out that a lot of them actually had this sent to them. So I'm just going to give you my personal thoughts on actually after using this. Now, this isn't going to be some sort of review where I just open the box and I smell it and I'm like, oh yeah, these are the top notes, this is the middle notes, this is the base note, blah blah blah. You get patchouli in here, rose in here, and this in here. No, this isn't that kind of video. What I'm just going to tell you real simple is I've used colognes for so many years right now, and I've used these for 3 different days because there are 3 of them right inside, and I've actually used them for 3 different days. And I'm just going to tell you what I personally really think about this, and if the company is going to go forward with this, on some of the changes that might actually make from these amazing fragrances. So without further ado, let's dive right straight into it. What's up guys, T-Rex Mr. God right here. Now normally I would be doing some sort of unboxing or review for something like a speaker or a microphone or any other thing like that, something that has to do with music, but today we have a really fun video. We're going to be talking about fragrances because I do love fragrances. In fact, I use a lot of fragrances. Even when I'm just sitting right at home, I do use a lot of fragrances. So I felt like this was something really interesting for me to actually do. And point note, if you like these, this is also from Teaching Men's Fashion, which is Jose Zuniga's company. It's called Jade Black. So if you like this and you want to get one of these for yourself, there's going to be a link right down in the description box right down below. And there's also going to be a discount code. So you can pick one of these for yourself. They come in a variety of colors, styles, designs, and everything. And you can also get them prescribed if you do want to. So the spring collection has actually dropped, so be on the lookout for that one. Okay, so let's dive into what we actually do really have for today. Now, a little bit introduction, and something you really need to know is that I have a whole host of colognes. I have a really large collection of colognes, okay, and I can't even start to mention each and every single one of them at this point. From full bottles to a whole bunch of test sets. My cologne collection is actually really large. And if you actually feel that, you're kind of a fashion person myself, and if you do follow me on Instagram, then you would actually really see that from the kind of pictures that I post, because I do model, I do BJ acting a little bit, and I also make music. So these are some of the representations of things that I like to do through my IG. When you actually look at that, I'm a huge fashion focused person. Now let's talk about the unboxing experience about this, which was quite interesting for some reason. Now, there was a ton of sand in the box. I have absolutely no idea. I'm not going to use my table for this one, but I'm going to do this someplace else, okay, which was actually really not easy to clean up, okay. Now, if you can actually see the sand, it was really annoying, and I was cleaning this out of my computer, my speakers, and everything. It was just something I just don't know why, really, why? So this has got to be ranked as my worst unboxing experience ever, because just look at all that crap that's in the box. I mean, if this was actually going for, this is what they meant to do, I'd say it was not worth it at all, okay? So anyway, I'm just gonna do the rest of this off screen and I'll be back in a sec. But before I do go off screen, Jose, really, why? Why the whole sand thing in the, but I mean, I did post an IG stuff and I tagged you in it saying, why the whole Miami Beach in this? I mean, come on, hit me up if you want to talk about that, okay?
One eternity later.
So after ages of actually cleaning this, we're finally presented with a very white clean box, and it opens in a very similar way as you would open Jade Black glasses. Now, first you have your Come Closer fragrance, which is meant to be your sort of date special fragrance. Next you have your Teal Conquering, which is meant to be your boss-like office fragrance. And lastly, we have your Everyday fragrance, which is, as the name implies, is for your everyday life. Just when you're like up and about and just doing whatever it is that you want to do, and you just want to smell extremely amazing, that is what this one is meant for. Now, it's a complete set, it's a complete package that's meant to suit your life for 3 different categories of your life. Now, before we actually talk about the performance of each and every single one of these fragrances, there's something you really need to know. or there's more like a host of things that you actually really need to know. Now, like I did mention before, I did watch a whole bunch of videos about these fragrances, and it kind of seems like some of them didn't quite see what I was expecting them to see. Now, the very first thing you need to know is these are 75 ml bottles. These are not 100 ml bottles. These are 75 ml bottles, as it says on their website. Now, another thing I want to mention is that I do like the design and the presentation of how the overall bottles do come in, and I like how it spells out Santa Lucia no matter how you want to place it, and how it also just says come closer to conquering every day. Now, don't get me wrong, it's actually a real nice presentation and a real nice marketing strategy, because I feel like a lot of people would be really attracted to want to buy all three of them, being that it's presented in this sort of way. But personally, I actually don't like the design of the bottles. It's just a personal preference thing. I kind of just don't like it, and I kind of understand, being that the company is not like a large conglomerate. Like, you have the likes of Jean Paul Gaultier that designs really amazing bottles. You have the likes of Carolina Herrera. I did see the bottle for the, have you seen the bottle for the CH Man, I believe it's Man it's called, because I was at a store a couple of weeks ago and I saw this. It was a really nice design. So there's a whole bunch of designs of bottles out there. You have Paco Rabanne, who likes to do something amazing. Okay, you have the gold bar for 1 million, you have the Invictus, the trophy, you have so many. You have Spice Bomb, the grenade like bottle. Okay, but they just try to play it safe and a little bit simple here, and not like it's a bad thing, it just kind of feels a little bit boring. Now, also, I read a lot of comments from other videos where some people said that they had spills of their cologne. This actually did happen to me myself. My Come Closer was actually spilled in the bottle and kind of spilled like everywhere when I unboxed it, but you know, that's just what it is. Now, there's another thing I want to point out to you here, is that Jose does promote these as perfumes. He promotes these as perfumes, but what is written on the bottle is eau de parfum. Now, he wants to convince us that these are perfumes, not eau de parfums. Now, I'm not saying he's lying, but what I'm just going to tell you is it's safer for you to believe what's actually written on the bottles, because it's just safer for you to believe it that way. That way you do not get disappointed when I actually finish this review, and just try to stick around till the end, because there's a lot of interesting facts about these. Now, another thing you actually really need to know before we proceed is the fact that Jose is priding these colognes against the likes of Killian of the world, against the likes of House of Amouage, House of Creed. If you do know those brands, and these are really premium high-end brands, and these are brands that they're actually really expensive. I mean, the cheapest you're gonna find from one of them is gonna be probably like, say, $350 or $400, and you're not even gonna get a 100 ml bottle. Okay, so that is where Jose is trying to say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna create something on this line, but I'm gonna make it a lot more affordable. Now, on the website, it does say that you can get this individually for $150, but you can actually buy a set of 3 for $300. We're not gonna talk about those. We're gonna use about the individual price to actually compare this. Now, keep in mind that that price is quite important, and keep in mind, because I'm gonna be flashing screenshots from Sephora. I'm gonna be using Sephora, a website brand, and also I do go to their store here to try a few scents, and that's where I buy from sometimes. Now, I'm gonna be putting up screenshots of Sephora, and I'm gonna be giving you alternatives to each and every single one of these 3. Let's start off with Come Closer. Now, this is meant to be your date fragrance. This is meant to be when you're trying to get intimate, when you're going out, when you're, you know. My issues with this one, I actually used it for a day, is the fact that it does smell really nice. Believe me, it smells amazing. And first of all, one thing I want to say is congratulations, Jose, and the rest of the team that actually worked on this, because these scents are really original. Now, they could have just gone out there and cloned any other big brand out there, or any other successful brand out there, but they actually tried to stick it original. They actually created their own scents. They said that these sourced their oils from France. They actually created their own scents, and I can actually see the originality of these colognes. They smell absolutely unique. I have never smelled anything this unique, except for when I used the Givenchy Pie. That was one scent that was absolutely unique to my nose, but these ones are absolutely really distinctive. Now, Come Closer opens up like that. It gives you this blast of a very aggressive vibe, that for each and every single one of these colognes, I use just 5 sprays. 5 sprays. I wanted to do 4 because Jose says they're perfumes, and believe me, I have perfumes here, that I have colognes that if I do more than 2 shots, I'm gonna be wanting for murder by the end of the day, because you're gonna choke someone out. Okay, so what happened with Come Closer? Well, after say about 5 hours, it kind of died down. It turned into a more intimate fragrance. It something that you would have to come closer in order to smell. But then, what can I actually say about this? What alternatives can I give you to this? Well, let's talk about Spice Bomb by Victor and Ralph. Spice Bomb Extreme, to be actually precise, by Victor and Ralph. That's a cologne that will last you way over 8 hours. That was going to last. Now, when I did watch other YouTubers' videos, they did say, some of them say they got like 13 hours, 12 hours, 10 hours from this. In my head, I'm thinking, how many sprays did you use? How did you actually use this? Because this is me going about my normal day with so many activities and stuff to do, and I just used 5 shots, and that was just it. Now, it's not like I was actually expecting way too much from these colognes. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit disappointed, but it's not like I'm disappointed again. It smells really unique, it smells so nice, and it actually stays for longer. The only problem is after about 5 hours, it stops projecting. Someone will have to come give you a hug for them to actually smell you. Now, other alternatives to this, it's really easy. You have the 1 million perfume, which actually doesn't cost that much. You have Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male. I've used the Le Male, and I've actually used, and right now I use Le Male Le Perfume. It's really amazing, and that thing can easily last 2 days. I've actually had a day where I used Le Male Le Perfume on myself and actually took a shower when I got back in the evening, and I could still smell it on my neck. That's how strong it is. So the question is, why would you want to pick Come Closer over these other alternatives? I give you another one, actually recommended by Jeremy Fragrance himself. You have the Dolce & Gabbana, the one. Now, what I have is the one Intense, the one Eau de Parfum Intense, and that is also a superstar. It is a powerhouse. So again, comparing this to that, and when you look at the prices of this, you also have Versace Eros that you can actually get a 200 ml bottle if you do shop around real well, or you get the Eros Flame if you do look around real well. And most of these are just EDPs, and if they can outperform and outlast Come Closer, which is supposed to be a perfume, okay, to be fair, the Jean Paul Gaultier that I have is a perfume, the 1 million I have is a perfume, but still, if these can actually easily blast them out of the water, then why would you want to pick Come Closer? Do you kind of see where I'm going to here? This is why I'm really aggressive with this review, because of the way Jose already prized these colognes. And lastly, another good alternative would be anything by Emperor Armani that has to do with Stronger With You. Now let's move on to Too Conquering. Now Too Conquering is meant to be your office kind of like moving around fragrance, and this actually opens up really well, really good. It's amazing, it's nice, it smells sort of fresh, but also really, really unique. I don't know what to actually say, because like I said, these colognes are completely original. Now, what is my problem with this? Well, if you give it about 4 hours, it stops projecting. It's the same thing. People are gonna have to come extremely close to you in order to actually smell you. Now, I'm not saying I want to be a walking time bomb that when I step into a room, everyone's coughing. No, but at least if someone can come close to me at about arm's length, then they should be able to smell me. Because now, why am I saying all of this? The colognes I use, I get compliments almost every single day. I go out almost every single day. I use a different scent almost every single day. And right from when I step into an Uber, I get a compliment. When I meet people, I get compliments. And when I'm coming back home in an Uber, I get a compliment. So that's how I know that my cologne has lasted 10 hours, 12 hours, and is still projecting. And these are colognes that I only use about 3 or 4 sprays. But I went 5 sprays with this. Try to wrap that around in your head. Okay, now this is why I'm being really aggressive with this cologne. I don't hate them for no reason. I don't hate Jose or the company or what they did right here. I'm just gonna tell you why I put this review this way. Now, we want to compare alternatives to Conquering. Jose himself did do a comparison between about an $800 or $900 fragrance with Bleu de Chanel. And if I'm not mistaken, Maria did rank the Bleu de Chanel a little bit higher than the other one. Bleu de Chanel is already a really good alternative for a cologne like this. You have the powerhouses, you have Dior Sauvage, you have Acqua di Giò, either the Profundo or the Profumo. I've actually used the regular Acqua di Giò, but now I got another one, which was the Profumo. So think about it again. Why would you pick Too Conquering when you have these powerhouses that last really, really well? You can actually get Dior Sauvage 200 ml if you look around. Personally, I just don't like Dior Sauvage, so that's why I don't have it, because a lot of people wear it. I'd rather stick with Acqua di Giò, which is a lot more unique, I would say. Even I've also used the Prada Carbon Luna Rosa, which is more like a cologne, to Dio Sauvage, and then you have the king of all fragrances, the Creed Aventus. If you really want to spend that kind of money, you can actually just go and get that one. Again, you kind of see where I'm going to here with this. Now lastly, we have the everyday fragrance. Now the everyday fragrance is actually really fresh. It is nice, it is unique, it gives you this blast of freshness when you first put it on you, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can actually smell it when they're around you, but still didn't get any compliments, like I said. But then again, after about 3 hours, the same thing happens. It dies down. It really dies down. So the question is, why do these colognes die down so fast? Why do they die down so fast? And the thing is, I like the fact that when you spray them, you don't just get a blast of alcohol, you actually get like the main thing instantly, which is unique, which is nice, which is okay. But then again, I'm gonna give you alternatives to this one, because if you want a cologne that's gonna last you 3 hours, easily just go and pick the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, which I would say is one of my worst fresh fragrances ever. I'm never gonna use that again, ever. I'm not even getting the intense, never. Okay, but still, look at that. I mean, I know it's really hard for you to make fresh fragrances last really long and also make them fresh at the same time, and also make them project at the same time. But I'm also going to give you another alternative to this one, which will be the Giorgio Armani Code Colonia, which I do have here. And fun fact, Antonio Santino did do a video where he actually ranked this cologne as one of his best. So tell me, when you have these options, why would you want to go for everyday for 150 when these other guys actually cost? Now, bear in mind that these are other toilettes for the fresh fragrances that I'm mentioning here. I'm going to give you another superstar, one that I actually really love. I do have it, I really love it. I want to get another one because I'm almost out, and that is Lacoste L1212. If you can find the Lacoste L1212, it's really affordable, it's really cheap. I don't know the price in US dollars, but the price in Canadian right here is about 90 Canadian dollars. And it is amazing. That thing lasts well over a full day. It's really strong. It projects really well. It's a nice citrusy fresh fragrance. When you have a fragrance like that costs about 90, and that is Canadian, so if you want to convert 150 USD into Canadian, you already know what it means right there. Why would you want to pick that over that? Don't hate me for this review, okay? I'm just trying to be as honest and give you guys the real truth that I actually can, as much as I can. And I really hope Jose himself and the rest of the family, you guys are actually watching this video. Now, what I would say you could do is, if you decide to go on with this cologne, what I would suggest you do is make it bigger, make it 100 ml, leave it as other perfume. Don't try to stress on the whole perfume thing unless that is what you really want to go for. And I would say kind of bring the price down just a little bit. If you can make it more competitive, then of course it's going to appeal to a lot more people, because I'm going to say this now, because the audience for this cologne, those who are actually really going to want this, and those who actually made it sell out on the store, which is on the website right now, are those, one, teenagers, people who've been using Axe their whole life are going to want this because it is a nice steal. It is a really nice steal. Second of all, people, you could actually say people who are in their early 20s, or those group of people who are just getting into colognes for the first time, people who don't use colognes, or have never used colognes, or are not experienced with colognes. They would have absolutely no issues with this. I'm judging this based on the fact that I have Creed, based on the fact that I have Interlude Man by the House of Amouage, based on the fact that I have Tom Ford's. That is why I'm judging, and those are really expensive, really niche, and that is where Jose is trying to trade blows with. But if it cannot beat the regular guys, which we're talking about, the Dio Sauvages of the world, then how does it want to stack up to those? Now, but for those who are just getting into colognes, you're gonna love this. They're absolutely amazing. Believe me, all three of them, I love them so much. I'm keeping them, I'm gonna use them. Of course I bought it, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna use them, I'm gonna enjoy them for as long as it lasts, because I missed a Shore, so I really wanted to get a Shore, believe me. Now also, why I say bring the price down, look at what Alpha M did with his line. What Alpha M did with his line, he made a 50 ml for $49. And even though it's sort of like a inspiration from Creed, he actually priced it well at a reasonable size. So if you're gonna go 75 ml for 150 and you wanna claim the quality is up there with those guys, so no hate, yeah. It's all love, okay? I do love you guys. Honestly, believe me, I admire what you guys do with Teaching Men's Fashion. You guys have a really nice channel. You guys really inspire me. Someday, I hope to actually do something like this that you guys are already doing with Essentials and Jade Black and everything. He grooming and all of that, Manscaped. Okay, it's really nice. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing, okay? Keep grinding, keep pushing, but I just gotta let you guys know about these thoughts, okay? A little apology if this video is a little bit longer than I did plan, but if you guys actually got the message, then cool. Now, if the company does decide to go with this, there might be a link in the description below. There might be a discount code just right below. I'm just trying to future-proof this video so it doesn't go the wrong way with the Jade Black video. So that's about it for me with this. If you guys have this, if you ordered this, if you're trying to get this anyway, just let me know in the comment section right down below. What has been your experience with this? Are you like me? Did the same thing happen to you? Let me know. If I was just blabbing and all that, just let me know right down in the comment section right down below. Jose, if you're watching this, you can hit me up. I'd really love to have a chat with you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you around. Stay safe.